People will never view the world as you view it, so we need to free ourselves from any other expectations. These expectations about how people should act, expectations based off our own beliefs, are what cause so much suffering in our day-to-day life. See, people like to think they're right because we've experienced certain things up to this point that have confirmed how the world should act around us and how others should then act and act in alignment with what we think. Yet here's the problem. The chances of that happening are slim to none. Most likely, people around you will never fully conform to what you think they should conform to. People will continue to have beliefs that challenge your beliefs, thoughts that challenge your thoughts, and continue to undermine you. But let's take a step back here. They are not doing that because they are trying to undermine you. They are not doing that because they look at you and they go, I'm going to ruin his day. They do it because they're looking at themselves. See, everybody is so focused on themselves, yet we take it as if they're focused on us. We take every insult, every comment, every single thing everybody does as if it is directed towards us, when in reality, people are simply just looking at themselves in a mirror. See, what bothers us the most about other people usually bothers us the most about ourselves. And so everybody is out thinking everybody's directing it towards them. Everybody's so self-centered, yet in some way we think no one else is. We're so worried about how people are affecting us, and then thinking about how they must be judging us, how they must be choosing to criticize us, how they are choosing to ruin our day in some way. In so many scenarios, people think everything is directed towards them, but what if I told you nobody cares about you? Nobody's focused on you. Everybody's focused on themselves. And so we need to lose this expectation that everything that happens, that other people do, that the outbursts that they have, that the comments that they make is directed towards us. See, we need to understand how communication works and how we process it through our mind. See, imagine this is us. This is you. You were trying to tell somebody something about the world that you know is true, something you know may help them. You're trying to tell them of this opportunity they should take, tell them about something they're really good at, convince them of which political person they need to vote for. And you have these reasons in your mind. You have beliefs, feelings, and thoughts about the speech, the things you were talking about. I have beliefs, thoughts, and feelings about the words I'm telling you right now. Is my expectation that everybody that hears this will understand it, will take it for a certain fact? No, and I wouldn't encourage it. I would encourage everything you hear from anybody to take it as simply an opinion and then pass your own judgment on it, to approve it for yourself, because that's the best thing we can do. But when we tell people something like this, when we have an opinion we want to tell, such as how I am telling you, this is getting processed through these beliefs, feelings, and thoughts. It is getting processed through their perspective of the world. See, every time we tell people things, if we do not understand this, that it's not that they don't believe us, it's that they've had experiences up till this point that have made them think either likewise or otherwise. See, their beliefs, what they view as true about the world, their opinions about everything around them, hold such a huge part about what they're going to accept and what they're going to deny. And it's not that they don't trust us, it's not that they don't believe us, it's that they're fighting with these internally to try and decide what they can take on as true and what they can't. See, when you tell somebody something, maybe you're not saying it emotionally charged. Maybe to you, you have no intention to undermine them, to ruin their day or say anything, yet based off their beliefs, their feelings, their thoughts at the time, maybe they're thinking about how they've had a rough day. Maybe they're feeling agitated because they're struggling and they feel stressed today. And so the words that you had no emotional charge with, that you did not mean to undermine or ruin their day, have now passed through their perspective, whether that's of life, whether that's of today, whether that's of the chore you're asking them to do, and now they are going to react. See, we're going to flip sides now. Now that you've said your piece, it's time for them to respond. And so when they respond and there's an emotional outburst, we step back and we go, whoa, why did you say that to me? Because have you ever had this happen to you? You're talking to somebody, you're just having a good conversation, and then all of a sudden, when they come, it was a decent conversation, you were just talking, you were just having a conversation, and now when they respond, they're angry. See what we did there? I should have gotten a degree for art school, the way I'd be drawing on here. And so now they're mad. Whoa, what happened? That wasn't my intention. My intention was to just have a conversation with you, but it's passed through their beliefs, feelings, and thoughts, and that's now made them angry. Well, what's gonna happen now? They're gonna say something to us. Maybe their intention isn't to make us angry. Their intention is to make their point. They felt like you've undermined them. Because of something you've said, you've triggered something based off of their perspective that has now made them feel the need to raise their voice to make their point. They don't think they're angry, they're just raising their voice. Oh, but what do we have here now? Now you hear it. Okay, now after they've said something, yeah, well maybe instead of being angry, now you're pissed. Now you're really angry. Now you charge back. And you go, well, it was their fault for getting angry first, but they're saying it's your fault for saying it first. But we don't realize this loop happens every day, and we simply play into the devil's hands every single time we let this happen. See, there's nothing we can do about people's beliefs, feelings, or thoughts. We can't do anything to change their perspective. Here's the thing. Let's rewind one time here. Imagine the first conversation happened, and we go back to the first person who was angry. He was a little bit angry. This is you. This is them. They're gonna start the conversation and they're a little angry. Here's the thing, we cannot control this fact. We cannot control them. We cannot control that they will conform to our worldview, that they will simply understand what we're saying simply because we understand it. And this is where the fault lies, is everybody wants everybody to conform to their worldview, but I want you to ask yourself, what can you conform to? What questions do you continuously ask that there are no answers to? Why did he get angry? Why can't he just do this? I don't understand this. I don't understand why people have to be like this. How can people like this support that person? You're asking useless questions. You're asking questions that do not have an answer. Ask questions that have an answer for yourself. What can I do to better respond in this situation? Somebody has gotten angry at me. How can I manage my beliefs, feelings, and thoughts to not respond in a negative way? How can I understand this situation better? How can I understand that this person is not actually angry with me internally? Internally, though they showed externally that they're angry, internally, there's a void. And all we've done is we've poked it. We've poked a part of their feelings that they did not want poked, and that is why there's a reaction right now. Maybe we can reflect on how we cannot poke people like that in the future. How can we be better? And that's what I really want to talk about today, is how can we be better for ourselves instead of trying to worry about everybody else, what they're saying, what they're feeling, the actions they're taking, because we cannot control them, everybody. We have to free ourselves from that expectation that we will be able to control everybody else, everybody's view of the world, their beliefs, their thoughts, their feelings, because it's not in our control. We can help them as much as we may want. We can try and influence them, but if they decide to react, if they decide that we said something that they're going to attack us for, let's manage ourselves. Let's make the transition. And before we dive into the next point here and go deep on how we can make this transition, I just want to share a quick example. I have a free community. I provide free value on YouTube. I give a lot of stuff out for free. Yet I have been told I'm a scammer. A scammer for owning a free community and a scammer for giving out this information. What am I scamming you for? What? There's nothing there to scam. And so I have a few options. That person has now attacked me for, how could I understand? Some belief about the world, some thoughts they have, some feeling. Maybe they have been scammed by somebody who said similar things as me. And so they're scared that I'm doing the same thing. Maybe I can't answer these questions. All I can do is manage my reaction, my perspective. That's all I have control over. Stop trying to fix the perspective of everybody else without looking at your own. And so, looking at his perspective that I'm a scammer, I know I'm not a scammer, so why would it affect me? See, the things other people say only affect us if we in some way believe it to be true about us. Again, what bothers us the most about other people usually bothers us the most about ourselves. And so we really do need to take a hard look at our own perspective and see what changes we can make to become a better version of ourselves instead of trying to make everybody a better version of themselves. So I want to explain the quick difference from two different viewpoints we could continue to hold. The me versus them viewpoint or the me and them viewpoint. Like I've already told you, this whole side is a bundle of suffering. Why is that? Because it leaves us with one of the worst things we can have, which is unanswerable questions. And unanswerable questions simply just leave us confused, it leaves us low energy, and it doesn't move us anywhere. See, when we can't answer the question, we continue to hold on to it. An unanswerable question simply is just a negative charge that we hold in our mind. If it is a rationally understandable question that we just do not have the answer for, we may be able to find it. But when it concerns other people, when it concerns your issues, when it holds that negative charge, we just need to release it. It's not going to help you. When we shift to the me and them, you're operating from love. We must understand, everybody else is just going through and navigating life the same way we are. They simply were once children, then they grew up to teenagers, and now they're adults, and then they grow elderly. They didn't live this life with some master plan to absolutely cause havoc. They didn't live this life to have this complete organized way to ruin your day. They're just living life. And when you view me versus them, you start feeling like everything is personally against you. When we switch to me and them, we simply just understand that they are operating and going through life in the same way we are. It's not that we need to hate. When you are in the me versus them, you want to attack. You feel like everybody is coming after you. And so you feel like you need to go back after them. You are operating on this humongous level of resistance. And you know what happens when you resist? It continues to happen. The more you resist, the more it persists. And so when you operate in this me versus them, when you follow these groups that are full with hate, that want to attack groups, that want to go through, you must understand. Everybody is just going through life. People are just going based off of what they've learned. See, when you have people that you feel like are nasty people, when you have people that don't match your views and you feel the need to attack them, take a second and just understand. What did they have to go through to get there? Not get there in the sense of how they get there, like these rich people, if you really want to hate on them. I'm talking get there emotionally. What made them get there to where they felt the need to undermine people? They felt the need to be in such a position of power. What was so lacking in their life? What was so lacking in their relationships? What was so lacking that they felt the need to hurt? And this can go on large scale, this could go on small scale. What was the need, do you think, for your parents to blow up at you? Wow, like, maybe they've just been really struggling. Maybe, the reason they're having a midlife crisis is because they've worried about everything external to them and they've never worked on themselves internally. And so when they see you, it's not that they're mad at you. It's a reflection on themselves. Well, why would I attack them when they're not even attacking me? They're just attacking themselves. See, if everybody is actually just looking in a mirror every time they're getting angry, every time they're doing these negative, awful things that usually are the things that make us feel like it's a me versus them, we can simply just understand it's not me they're after, it's themselves. Let's actually flip this. Maybe it's not even a me versus them. When you're going after them, you're actually going one step deeper. You're going me versus me. See, when we go against other people, we are simply just attacking ourselves. And they are doing the same thing to ourselves. I would feel bad for that. I feel bad for the people that really do hate me. I feel bad for the people that watch these videos and think in some way I'm trying to hurt people. Because truthfully, I love them. I love that person. Every time somebody comments something and in some way it's negative, in some way they mention that it didn't help them, I feel love for them. And I hope one day my message will help them. I don't hate them. I don't disdain them. Because I understand the reason that they hate me is because in some way it's a reflection of what they're missing in themselves. They wouldn't feel the need to call me something, to say something negative if they didn't already feel that about themselves. And this is such a cliche, but I want you to understand this goes deeper. It's not even just that when you hate on somebody, when you put out negative energy, that it's hitting you, it's that it's pulling you down further. If we had the energy chart here, it's just pulling us down. It's pulling us down to suffering. It's pulling us down to desire. It's pulling us down to shame, to guilt, to anger. Nobody wants to be down here. Yet every time we're me versus them, every time we're me versus me, we simply just pull ourselves lower. Do you understand? Everything you do to go after others, everything you do to trigger them, everything you react to and you view as such a problem in your life, you're simply just letting that affect your energy levels. You're letting that pull you down emotionally. And if you continue to let it do that, that's the place you'll live. I know plenty of people live there. I know plenty of people who I've watched my entire life simply be negative about everything and then be so happy that it's negative again because it just confirms they're right. They're not actually happy. They're happy that their beliefs were true. And so we need to switch off the me versus me. Because every time you're hating on somebody, every time they're hating on you and you react, even if it's them versus me, even if they attack you and then you have to go back, again, we're just following the same loop of pulling ourselves down, unanswerable questions, resistance, and just lowering our energy. We need to just accept, be free, be empathetic. What do they have to go through to get there? Their journey must be pretty strugglesome. This isn't a question we're going to answer. This is a question that is going to give us consciousness. See, we just need to be aware when these things happen. We don't need to have the answers. We just need to understand. The reason that person felt the need to maybe yell at me was just, they've been having a bad day. That's not on me. I really hope that by giving them some distance, they're really able to figure that out. The reason my partner was upset today is not because of me. It's not that I did something, it's that events have occurred, and because of their perspective on them, they've been pulled down. Now, just because based off of your perspective, those events shouldn't make them react like that, doesn't mean they are not justified in their reaction. See, everybody's justified in their own reaction. It's just them going through life. It's just them on the journey. And so instead of resisting them for them going through their journey, for being themselves, we simply just need to feel empathy. We just need to accept that which is. Because again, we can't change their perspective. The more we try to grab onto it, the more we try to be the person that is the puppet master of everybody's beliefs and will and how they should react, and we feel like we're the judge that gets to slam the hammer and pass ultimate judgment because for some reason we're correct, we're just turning into them. You're turning into the same people you dislike because they're doing the exact same thing to you. How are you going to become better if you're simply just copying the same actions they're doing? You think they're incorrect, so you pass judgment, and then they do it back to you, and you judge them for that when you were passing judgment to start. We just need to switch to empathy, guys. It's simply just acceptance, awareness, and just passing along. Understanding that what someone says only has a power effect to you if it truly passes through your beliefs and you just let it affect you. See, it's not that their words have to make you feel like you're being attacked, where you have to attack back. This is where I lose the most respect for people ultimately, when they can't manage their emotions, when they can't understand these simple ideas around life. And so manage your beliefs, manage your feelings, manage your thoughts. Stop worrying about other people's perspective and simply just focus on your own. So before we wrap this up, there's one final point I really want to drive home for you guys. In the me versus them scenario, this is what we face. We face disconnection. We face people not being a part of us. But once you really understand this, we're all together. This is the world we're in. Everybody is just going through an experience like we mentioned. And all you can do is accept that, is feel love for that. Because here's the thing, we're all in one cell together. And though we may all be floating around individually in this one cell together, this one circle of life, we have an option. We can continue to try and push people away. But when we do that, we just get pushed into the wall. We just make it harder. We cause more pain. We cause more suffering. The more we try and push away, the more resistance we face, the lower our energy levels goes. Again, popping up the energy chart here. You are down here every time you are in this me versus them. Every time you're there, you're just hurting yourself more. You're just dragging yourself lower. There's never been a time to where you've been complaining that you have not been down here because you are creating problems. And problems are what drag people down here. Those unanswerable questions, that suffering is what brings people so low. And so we just need to make one simple shift, guys. And that shift is a lot easier than you would think. And if everybody in the world could make it, it'd be such a better place. It's simply to love. That's all it is. You just need to start with loving yourself. As long as you begin loving yourself, you'll love everybody around you, because you'll simply just understand the facts we've been talking about. The fact that we're all human, the fact that we are all on our journey. When you truly love yourself, when we feel self-love, we love others. Whatever we feel internally is what we're going to expect externally. When we are at the highest level of the emotion frequency chart, we vibrate that to everybody else around us. The problem becomes is when you feel bad, you're on the low end, is when you start vibrating that and making everybody else feel like that, whether you know it or not. You think you're justified. Justified because everybody else has made you feel that way, because you've had these experiences, but wait, I'm not to be judged. You can't judge me because my experiences are valid. You can't judge. Look at that. Where's the truth in this? This is all hypocrisy. The hypocrisy that everybody else has to act a certain way, but when it comes to me, I'm justified. I'm allowed to feel this way because of everything that's happened to me, but when will you understand that everybody else feels the same? Everybody else is just focused on themselves. They're not looking at you. The more you continue to try to push against everybody else, the more you are just going to push yourself down. Work on self-love. Work on self-love. Stop reacting. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and start worrying about how you're feeling. How does what somebody say make you feel? And instead of reacting to them, see how we can process that. See what belief we could change so that instead of when somebody tries to annoy you and you react, you feel love, you smile. You simply just understand that, you know what, maybe what they're saying is true. Maybe I do need to change that. Maybe I should work on that. Maybe I should evaluate that. And when I rationally evaluate it, if it's true, I'll accept it. If it's not, I won't accept it. You would not get annoyed if you didn't view it as true about yourself. And so we need to look at this loop of when people are talking, this loop of the problems that we seem to complain about, the loop of what we let bring us down every single day. Because I guarantee you guys, and if this is the one thing I would take away, the things that are making you the most annoyed with life, that are causing the most problems, are the things that you should love the most. The things you should begin to enjoy, the things you should begin to be grateful for. Because when you be grateful for those things that feel like they cause the most suffering, you could be grateful for so many other little moments. And so, love, gratitude, empathy, these are all just amazing emotions that we can use to raise our frequency and continue going through life at this high level of feeling happy, of feeling good. This is what success is. Success is this true internal fulfillment. But every time you remove that love, every time you decide it's me versus them, so let me push them, let me shove them into the wall, then you get annoyed because they shove you back, and then you get pushed in, and then, oh my God, there's this whole... Guys, who wins here? Do you win when they get pushed back harder? Do you win when they stop pushing back? You don't. Because guess what? You pushed them back so far that you eventually got so annoyed, and this doesn't make you feel good. The external result is not going to make you feel good. The internal love you give yourself will. And so, take that, evaluate the people in your life that you've been pushing away, the people in your life that you've held grudges and resistances towards, and just understand that they're human too. They're just going through the exact same experience you are. That they don't truly understand the way things are. And so, share this video with them. If you really want them to understand as well how you feel, share this video with them. And so, thank you so much, guys. If you wouldn't mind just hitting subscribe down here, it really does mean a lot, helps the channel grow and reach even more people, because I do absolutely want to change the world and help as many people as possible with this message as I myself grow along my journey. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed, I do also have a free community down below. You can click the description, join in with other members. Again, it's completely free. If you don't like it, you can leave whenever you want. I also do a weekly call on Friday. If you want to join in, gain some valuable lessons, as well as ask me questions about your life, about your mindset, about the people in your life that seem to keep annoying you and how you can deal with it, I'm going to tell you to deal with yourself first. And so, thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you have, I'll see you in the next one, and God bless.